would like to introduce our next presenter from one of our major sponsors, CHINT Global. They are devoted to serving as the world's leading provider of intelligent energy solutions for the whole industrial chain. Over 2 decades of global expansion, their business network covers more than 140 countries and regions worldwide. In business industries of low voltage electric, power transmission and distributions, smart technology, energy instruments and meters, green energy, solar, and more. As the market localization progresses steadily, CHINT Global further established the supply chain through business integration and industrial upgrade, optimizing the services system and project financing to provide innovatively integrated technical services for the global energy market and a flexible working business model. Now, for their speaker, he has 10 years of experience and demonstrated a working history in various industries, including built environment, oil and gas, rail, data centers, biomedical, renewables in solar, EV, and more. He has extensive knowledge in electrical engineering and design and is very experienced in project management and execution from medium to large scale projects of over 20 million US dollars. He was also involved in designing works including HV and LV systems, electrical network studies, lightning protection, smart home controls, referencing international standards like IEC, IEEE, BSEN, NFPA, SS, PEC, etc. He has conducted numerous seminars and trainings on the various electrical system solutions and designs on different occasions, most recently with the Institution of Engineers Singapore, rather known as IES, on electrification of mobility infrastructure. In his own words, he is passionate about working with partners and stakeholders to realize smart technologies to improve workforce and energy efficiencies, working towards a decarbonized future. And he graduated from the University of Queensland with a Bachelor of Engineering and Electrical and Biomedical Engineering. Let's all welcome the Regional Applications Marketing Manager for Asia Pacific of CHINT Global, Mr. Paul Lee.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests, officials, and friends. My name is Paul, the Regional Applications Marketing Manager of CHINT, and I would like to thank the organizers, MyCar, for organizing this wonderful Solar PV Energy Summit. We've had a great time so far, listening to various speakers on solar, the future of solar in Philippines, and I'm happy to be one of the speakers today and share with you on CHINT. So without further ado, let me share with you the agenda. So I will share a bit more on who CHINT is, the products and solutions that we have, project references, and contacts that you can contact us to collaborate. So CHINT is a global MNC with our regional headquarters in Singapore, and that's where I'm at right now. And we are a leading global provider of smart energy solutions, electrical solutions like solar, circuit breakers, meters, basically the entire electrical chain. In fact, I think you probably have seen our products in your homes, the MCBs in Philippines. So, and one of the mission or the priorities is what we want to do is really to make electricity consumption safer, greener, and more efficient to contribute to a decarbonized world. We are a 13.7 billion USD listed company, and with the presence in 140 countries worldwide. So with 20 years and counting, we are actually the top companies in China. In fact, even in Forbes top 50 lists of companies, we are part of that elite list of companies in Asia. And we aim to create the zero carbon future with our products and solutions, especially in the renewables where the future is at. And that is very much in line with Philippines' journey to transit to renewables energy. And as far as I understand, the transition is to at least 35% renewables energy of the country's energy mix by 2030, and to counter the global warming effects. And as renewable energy becomes more and more affordable, and efficient with the latest advancements, it makes it that much more attainable. And that is why at CHINT, we spend up to 12% of our revenue into research and development of new products. And we have over 7,000 patents and counting. Most recently, we also signed research collaborations with institutions worldwide, the latest being with one of the top universities in Australia, UNSW, and that is to develop high efficient energy solutions for the future. CHINT has 6 different business arms, namely the T&D or transmission and distribution arm. That's where all your high tension, medium voltage solutions is at. We have our low voltage distributions, for example, MCBs, circuit breakers, our EPC arm, our industrial automation arm, our inverter ESS solutions, that is under our CPS brand. And of course, our solar PV modules, which is under the Astronergy brand. And the total production output is quite substantial. In fact, if you look at the screen right now, we make about 3 million MCBs a day, right? And the total power output of a PV is about 12 gigawatts a year. And as a company, we are moving towards the 4th industrial revolution. And that is why we are adopting what we call a one cloud, 2 net strategy, where we use the latest IoT technologies in energy systems, or what we call EIoT, and also the latest IoT technologies in the industrial manufacturing side with IIoT, and together create an ecosystem of products that is much more safer and greener and smarter. And our journey began with a humble beginning in 1984, starting from just MCBs, and till today, to become one of the powerhouse in Asia, providing a one-stop electrical solution. And our manufacturing presence have footprints globally as well. Other than our 6 state-of-the-art manufacturing in China, we have plants in Thailand, Cambodia, Singapore, Vietnam, and to supply to all over the world. And all these factories are third-party audited on our quality control with certification bodies and standards, for example, ISO 9001, ISO 14001. So you can be confident on the products and solutions that we deliver. Our presence, like I mentioned, is over 140 countries worldwide, and with thousands of distributors and subsidiaries as well. And our products are distributed worldwide from 20 over logistics centers. And especially in Philippines, we have a local presence and operations as well. So I'll share a little bit more on our Philippines operations later on. We work with an extensive list of global partners. If you look at this list with power utilities, so just now I mentioned about, I think about 90 over utilities. I think now already have grown more than 100. So for some of the companies, for example, like ENEL, SP Group, EDCL, so these companies uses our CHINT products in their utilities, in their plants as well. Not to mention global contractors, for example, like Greco, Arch, Eiffage, Sigilac, Tata, just name a few. And for example, industrial partners like Chevron, BHP, Rio Tinto, Invista. So these are just some of the companies. And in fact, even in Rolls-Royce, the car manufacturer, you can find our products and solutions in their facilities as well. And in Philippines, just some of them, for example, we work with NGCP, National Powers Corporations, Aboitiz Power, and so on. So we are a trusted brand in Philippines. Other than contributing to a decarbonized world, we also believe in giving back to the community and are very active in CSR as well. In fact, we are part of the UN group of companies recognized for our efforts in environment, human rights, labor, sustainable goals. And we contribute to many community give back initiatives, especially in the area of clean energy, where we use our solar solutions to improve the lives of low-income families in countries, giving them power, and at the same time, even enabling villagers with a source of income with our village-level PV poverty elevation programs. And in most recent years, we have distributed the supplies, critical supplies to different areas, different countries, different organizations to combat COVID as well. So let's take a quick look on the products and services that CHINT has. First up is our T&D products in transmission and distribution. So from high tension transformers and to all the way to your GIS switchgears to components like your surge arresters, reactors. So the full range from 1000 kilovolts all the way down to medium voltage. So we provide the full range of products. All in all, about 2000 varieties of products that can meet every grid requirement. Emerging solutions, for example, like prefabrication, substations, prefab and containerized solutions, e-house. So those are pretty popular right now with many users where they want to have quick, fast deployment. So we've actually deployed quite a fair bit of projects as well with our prefab substations worldwide. And in our low voltage products, for example, circuit breakers, switches, drives, we have actually one of the most complete low voltage products and range. And in fact, in China, we are the largest manufacturer of LV products. You probably have seen our MCBs, miniaturized circuit breakers in Philippines, in your homes, in your office. And we have a very successful distribution by our local distribution partner, Falco. So you can easily find some of our products in shops in your area, or even online like Shopee and Lazada. And of course, our PV products. So we produce the PV modules from the silicon all the way to the modules themselves. We are one of the few companies that manufacture switchgears, breakers, and even PV modules as well. And our latest one being our Astro 6. So one of the few companies that also produces more than 600 watts of output of and high efficiency for solar modules. And all our PV modules are certified, complying with the requirements from UL, IEC, CE. And they are made in one of the most high-tech, smart factories in China, utilizing Industrial 4.0 IoT technologies and robots. So it's a fully automated process. And in fact, our factories are honored to be recognized by the ministry as one of the smartest factory in China. So our operations are fully automated from batching to production to inspection to ensure the quality and consistency of all our products, which is why we are able to offer up to 30 years of linear power warranty for all our PV modules. And we are also recognized by DNVGL on the PVEL as a top performer in PV reliability score for our Astro Twin bifacial series. So that's already in the 4th time. I think this year, last year could be at the 5th time already. So we have been consistently ranked as the top performer in this aspect. And our energy yield for our PV modules is also recognized by the TÜV Rheinland. In fact, they did the study on our PV modules compared with the industry. So they studied the plants in China, in Germany, Saudi Arabia, Brazil, India, and they found that our PV modules actually generate a higher than average yield compared to the industry. And being a listed company with strong PV products, we are also recognized by Bloomberg as a tier 1 brand in bankability for solar as well. So we are recognized by financial institutions, investors, insurance as a trusted brand to work with. Our solar portfolio also includes PV inverters for the full range from single phase to three-phase string inverters. In fact, some of the markets, for example, America, Wood Mackenzie has identified that we are the #1 market leader with 26% market share for our three-phase string inverters. And that is why probably you've heard of our inverter brands, CPS, which is very, very popular in America. We are also big in metering. With the full electrical ecosystem and the age of energy efficiency, all the more we need to measure and monitor our consumptions. So our portfolio includes AMI utility scale meters to tariff meters to conventional power meters and power quality meters. And coupled with our backend, our cloud application, mobile application app, it allows you to monitor the entire system and of your network without the need to be physically there or even to physically visit some of the meters. All our products, from breakers to switchgears to PV modules, are all certified either under UL, IEC, VD, or even all of them, and recognized by third-party recognized labs, for example, KEMA, SEMCO, Intertech. So we can be sure our solutions comply with the requirements. All our solutions are tailored to meet different segments. For example, data centers, oil and gas, buildings. So we have very customized solutions for the different segments. And with these industrial segments, another important aspect is a monitoring system as well. So we do have a SCADA system to allow users to monitor and control their plant and or building more efficiently and to streamline the process as well. So with the PV solutions, we can implement the PVs in many different areas and aspects. For example, residential rooftops, commercial rooftops, solar diesel hybrids, solar charger carports, meaning your solar panels, EV chargers, maybe even an ESS solution. Or maybe one of the interesting projects that we're working on, for example, we are looking at maybe also having fuel cells, solar, EV, all incorporated in them like a microgrid ecosystem. So one of the more popular ones, for example, solar plants, that's a utility scale, or even maybe just a simple street solar street light as well. So we are able to implement and deploy different kinds of PV solutions, and we can do it even with our EPC arm. Our EPC service provides a full turnkey solutions from designing, construction, installation, testing and commissioning, basically the full works. And coupled with our full products, we make the whole process even more simpler and seamless for our customers. So the quality, the warranty, the project management, it's basically a single point of contact to get everything sorted out down to your product expertise and support. Last but not least, our O&M services. So we offer the full range of services to the customers or operator so that they have a peace of mind when they run or they maintain their plant. So we utilize some of the latest smart technologies like what I mentioned, IoT, cloud computing, image recognition, artificial intelligence, to allow the maintenance or the operating process to be highly optimized. So we even have drones for aerial inspections or detection. And also for example, even a simple maintenance part, for example, cleaning, right? We have AI analytics that can help to enhance the whole process where we calculate the impact of dust accumulation on the PV modules versus the efficiency versus the output. And of course, when you look at versus the cost and frequency of doing all these activities as well. So all these are highly optimized with artificial intelligence to make the whole process more efficient. So I'll share a little bit more of the project references. We have solar references in particular, for example, all over the world. In Europe, for example, in Italy, Romania, one of the largest installations in Asia, for example, in Korea, that's the reservoir power station. And we also supply, for example, to hot and sandy environment, very dusty environments, for example, in Saudi Arabia, or even Thailand and Vietnam, where it's hot and humid. So our complete project reference, a global project reference, are situated in different kinds of climates and situations. So you can be sure, for example, in Philippines, we are able to adapt to the local climates as well. And in Philippines, some of the project reference, for example, utilities, switchgear projects in Cebu, Compostela, or maybe even the 75 megawatt Abortis power solar plant in Bagalong, DMCI solar plant in Katangan, or some of the partnerships that we have with solar operators in Bulacan, Bhutan, and Zambales as well. So just to name a few. I just want to share a little bit on the this interesting case study. So if you have an idea, so this project was done with Group Hotels solar group. So that's for a 2 megawatt and a 5 megawatt solar project. So we provided the entire solution. So from PV modules to switch gears to transformers to inverters, and they had a requirement for a longer payment period. So we had a partnership with them to finance some of the project, and it was very successful with good ROI on their project. And because it was so successful, we actually accelerated our solar growth in Latin America. So let's say, for example, you have plans for a solar plant somewhere in Philippines, right? So at CHINT, we are able to provide the products and equipment, for example, your solar PV inverters, the entire prefab substation from CHINT, including your LV switchgears, transformers, meters. So you can expect the entire electrical system and network to be designed and supplied from one manufacturer. So you can have a peace of mind that the full chain of electrical system will work, and it incorporates the warranty, the guarantees that we will provide as well. And on top of that, the EPC. So we are able to implement this at your site to install, to test and commissioning, and even to have a joint venture with you as well in terms of financing, or maybe even a partnership, a JV partnership. And of course, running the plant, whether be it the operator yourself, or we can also support you guys in that area aspects in terms of O&M as well. So really a full all-in-one one-stop full service from products all the way up to running the plant. And we are able to do this because we leverage on one of our biggest advantage, which is we are a one-stop shop of solutions provider, providing all aspects. And because of that, we can control the cost, the quality, and that results in a higher project return rates than the industry average. I've shared quite a fair bit about CHINT, and I hope you have a better understanding of how we can partner with you. I've not actually gone into the details on our solutions, but if you'd like to find out more, so you can contact us. You can contact our team led by our Director of ASEAN, Jason, and our Philippines Country Manager, Johnny. And our office is actually in Metro Manila, very accessible in Pasig City. So if you're in an area, do drop by and we can have a chat. If not, that is the end of my presentation. And I hope that was informative and you have a quick overview of CHINT. My name is Paul and I thank you for your time. I now pass the time back to our host. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the very detailed presentation, Paul. So yeah, it was a very educational, informative, and timely as well. This is something that we have been looking forward to especially for those directly involved in the renewable energy sector. Couple of questions that we have from an anonymous attendee, Paul. What would be the process to work with CHINT on a solar project?
That's a great question. So it really depends on a lot of factors. So let's say, for example, you have a project can be 5 megawatt, can be 1 gigawatt, right? So we will sit down with you, right? Run through the whole process of understanding where you want to install this. So we consider the different factors like environment, the local environment, the cost of running as well, even the utilities at your site. And then we start to do the design, right? From the ground up, from PVs all the way up to the electrical calculations as well. And because we supply all the components and the switch gears, so we can also even optimize, in fact, for example, like selection of the best electrical systems as well, based on your requirement and the site conditions. Yeah, so the full chain. And then from there, we can start to look at, for example, finance as well. What are some of the challenges that maybe you have? And then we can sit down and we can discuss and see how we can even partner, right, with you to look at even working together on a solar project. So that's just a quick, really a quick overview. But I would strongly suggest maybe we can pop by our office, sit down, and then we can have a chat about how we can support and help you on a project like this.
Okay, so the assessment will be done personally by CHINT Global representatives based here in the Philippines.
Yes, we have an office actually in Pasig City. I think it's next to near my car as well.
Oh yeah, we're located in Pasig. So
yes, so very accessible. So let us know. We can see how we can arrange the setup of the meeting. Maybe we can even evaluate, look at the site that we have just to capture all this information, and then we can come back to you with a proposal, a design that works best for your situation.
Awesome. Yeah, it is really user friendly and convenient. If that is, if that would be the process. We have a very interesting question here, since solar energy is something that is beneficial to everyone. But what is the typical return of investment we can expect if we use the full CHINT solutions?
Interesting question. So it actually really depends. Depends on a lot of factors. For example, the utilities, the rates, right? The components that you select, the output, your requirements. So if you look at it overall, you could expect maybe about 5 to 6 years ROI, right? But again, largely depends on a lot of factors. So what we can do, right, is to sit down with you and then to capture all these calculations for you and do a ROI for you as well, so that you have an idea, right? What is the return rates of your project, and how can we even optimize it, right? Even further. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Of course. If the numbers are right, those ROIs can definitely be projected. And we understand that CHINT has a range of solar panels from 400 watts to 600. So what would be the most suitable for projects located in the Philippines?
If you look at that, the PV modules actually really depends on the few factors. For example, let's say if your project it's utility scale, so definitely we recommend, for example, a PV module of our Astro 6, right? That has high output, and you have more space to install. So that's definitely you get more bang for your bucks, right? And let's say, for example, smaller installations over your rooftop, your houses, or maybe areas that you don't have a big area, right?
Yeah.
Then you can consider to look at our Astro 4, where it's easier to manage in terms of the size. You can install and let's say, for example, on the rooftop of, for example, your house. So it really depends. And this whole different kinds of module can be confusing at first, but actually it's quite pretty straightforward. Yep.
Okay, well, we also have another question here. It's directed for those in the PV module area. So what are your thoughts on the new N-type PV? Are you familiar with that?
Yep, great question. In fact, I'm not sure if you know, but actually the N-type PV modules was actually invented a long time ago, in the 1950s. So that was actually many years ago, but due to the technology, right, the P-type was actually preferred, right, over time. And but right now we do see N-type being adopted in some of the companies. But why, I think, from my perspective, right, why is it's getting slow on the take-up rate for N-type? Could be one of the reasons, maybe because of the P-type. We are also improving in technology. So the efficiency and output of a P-type actually it's more than 500 watts right now already. So if you look at it, you weigh the pros and cons. So people might want to consider maybe just using a larger P-type solar module versus, let's say, an N-type. Yeah.
So we can expect for this transition to happen within the near future.
Yes, we are also looking into this actually. But again, it really depends on the market demands. The market demands will definitely move or change throughout the year. So there's actually a steady rise in N-type. So we are definitely looking into this as well.
Okay, well, that's very good to hear. Okay, so that's all the questions that we have. Okay. All right. So yeah, I think we still have we still have time for another question from April. For a 1 MWH microgrid solar in off-grid mode with ESS support for 12 hours, they need a complete solution package to meet up. So they actually would like to make an appointment in regards to that matter to discuss. So that's coming from the Yanter Renewable Energy, Mr. David Tiamzon. So yeah, that's good for you. Good for you. Well, good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, how about this? Let's set up a time after this session, and we can have a chat to look into your requirements and see how we can collaborate on this as well.
Yeah, awesome. And also, if you can reply directly on the Q&A box to their query, you're gonna see it right then and there. Then you can talk in private and take it from there.
Sure.
Awesome. Again, guys, that was Mr. Paulie, Regional Applications Marketing Manager from CHINT Global. It's our pleasure to have you present your expertise, offerings, and products in front of our developers, the contractors, and those in the government authorities to, watching right now and witness it directly from the experts of CHINT Global. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. Thanks, Ian. And thanks, Micah, and everyone. Thank you.